What's up? This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible Today and Non-Fungible Tomorrow. And I was gonna say happy Friday, but definitely today is not a happy Friday. It is a bloody Friday. So I want to start something different. Today I found out this thing called viral post generator. So have you been to LinkedIn and then sometimes you see those really cringy LinkedIn posts, right? So what happened is that this generator uses AI to crawl all these LinkedIn posts, and then you can actually input stuff and then generate stuff, right? So what did you do today? Inspirational advice, right? So maybe we can do something fun, right? What I did, I stared at charts the whole day, and then inspirational advice, right? Maybe generation bottom, right? Generation bottom by the dip, right? So basically what happened is that you can set the cringe level and then you can write a post, and then this generator like just wanna relax, chill up a bit, right? So this generator, what we'll do is that it will generate a viral post based on what you imported, right? So I just wanna share this with you. It's called viral post generator. You can Google it, right? So look at this. It was 2 a.m. and my manager just asked me to stay at charts the whole day. Now, seriously, I asked. Yes, she said. The fate of the entire company depends on it. So this is probably a crypto company, right? So I called my 7 years old son and told him I would always love him for the last time. And just like that, I stared at charts the whole day. Everyone clapped. I did it. I stared at it all day and saved the day. Lesson learned. Generation bottom. Buy the dip. So anyways, we do hope that we could stare at charts and use collective thinking to push the price up. But unfortunately, that is not what we can do in life, right? But I do want to talk about what happened and the reason why we see this huge dump. This huge dump actually kind of commenced it yesterday around afternoon time. And the thing that came out yesterday afternoon time is actually the UK inflation numbers, right? So in the past, we were seeing this rally, during this bear market, and the rally came up because of the inflation number in the US. But if you look at globally, we have been missing the points. A lot of influencers, a lot of people are all focused on the NASDAQ, they're all focused on the US, but instead they lost the focus that in macro-wise, the global economy is in shambles. And the reason for this is that, look at this. This is the inflation number. So if you look at the world's inflation number, right? Look at this, Japan. So these are like really low inflation numbers, okay, in different countries. So usually when inflation is low, it basically means that either they're self-sufficient, they could produce their own goods and stuff like that, or maybe produce their own energy. But for energy dependent countries, right? For example, let's say Germany. Now this is a 7.5, right? Germany is gonna have a higher energy inflation number because they are trying to, not use the Russian energy, right? But as you scroll down, as you can see, the United Kingdom inflation number is 10.1. So there's a delay in this, but this is pretty much accurate, right? This is the July numbers and stuff like that. So basically, what I wanted to say is that the answer is clear. The market is crap right now, right? There is no recovery yet because the market globally has inflation. Energy prices are gonna go even higher and higher, right? The energy prices in the US reduced a bit last month, and the reason for that is that the US decided to, sell more oil within locally, and then they kind of like reduce the storage of oil in order to momentarily ease the use, the prices of energy, right? And that's why you see these nice numbers and the market rally, right? But when people dig deeper into this, they found out, oh, actually there's a lot of stuff going on and inflation is indeed not being controlled, that everyone is worrying, people are selling, they're going risk off, right? Especially when it comes to crypto. Right, so the answer is actually quite clear. We are not out of the woods yet, right? And one of the most concerning thing is that as Europe, North America heads into the winter, by the end of this year, they're gonna use even more energy to turn on the heaters and stuff like that because winter is harsh, right? And if that happens, energy prices will definitely skyrocket. And I do think that because you do need energy to use to mine crypto, right? For certain blockchains, right? The energy prices is gonna increase, causing them to have a very stressful way of operation, and the operation costs will be higher, right? And at the same time, is bear market really here, right? But because if a bear market is truly here, if we've seen rock bottom, everyone will be losing faith in everything, right? There would not be meme coin rally like Dogechain. There would not be like what Ryan Rohan worked to put retail investors on Bed Bath and Beyond, right? So basically, he made the kid from yesterday who made 100 million on his Bed Bath Beyond purchase. He back again with a penny stock, right? So now you have a lot of Wall Street GME type of stuff degenerating into stocks. Degenerating probably in crypto, going to a chain with anonymous teams, right? So this is, I don't think, to be honest, we are in a rock bottom, but I will share with you some of the reasons causing this catalyst and whether before ETH 2.0, because to be honest, I don't mind sharing with you. I bought ETH at 2K because I think it will go up because of 2.0. Now I'm down pretty bad. I basically all in, right? But what I did is that I just basically moved my ETH, bought some new NFTs. As long as you have conviction in this space, rather than just say, oh, I'm gonna cash out, have conviction in the space. These teams maybe will deliver, and hopefully things will turn out for the better, right? But the reason why I can do that is that this money is, I'm not investing more than I can afford, right? These are not the money that I need to sustain life, right? These are just additional money that I decided to allocate for this hobby. And I do want to bring this message to you. If you are here to looking for a quick buck or whatever, it's getting harder and harder. It's getting more and more difficult. And the world is no longer as it seems, right? If you look at this, right, all of these things is kind of negative. U.S. existing home sales fell in July. For the 6th straight month, right? So we are having a housing recession that's going to come very soon, okay? Initial job rate came inch down, which is great. So people are going back to the jobs. Philadelphia Fed monthly manufacturing index goes up, so inflation is not controlled. Okay, you still have the tension, right? UK government looking ways to increase London listing. So a lot of, globally, right? Everything is not positive, right? And that's the reason why we have to dump, right? Look at this, right? Look at this 5 things to know this morning, right? Look at this rough morning for stocks, right? Right, and also meme king cashes out, which I just talked about it. Remember crypto dumped, right? Shift at Starbucks. And one thing I do want to share with you is that I am in the red, quite red really, but I'm not selling, and there's a reason why I'm not selling. And I'm not selling because I do think that we need to preserve our capital. But I do want to observe the weekend before I make a rash decision to, basically realize the losses. And I will share with you why, okay? And why realize these losses before the ETH 2.0 merge. So look at this, right? These are the headlines. UK inflation jumped a 40-year high of 10.1 in July. Food and energy costs continue to soar. And one of the reasons for this, if you remember, is that the UK basically exit the EU. So, all of these perks that they used to have, low pricing, tariffs and stuff like that, they no longer have that benefit, right? And therefore, costs are going up, right? But at the same time, energy bill is set to go up, right? Why sharply in the 4th quarter? So even though maybe you have a short-term energy control, like the price of energy control in the US, it's not happening in the UK. It's not happening in Europe, right? So the world does not just evolve around the US, especially when crypto influencers mainly focus on the NASDAQ, S&P 500, the Dixie and stuff like that. Yeah, I know that. But, the world, revolves around the world, right? And the world itself would affect, the macro world affects the markets, okay? So I just want to let you see this, that inflation numbers in the US doesn't mean inflation is good, doesn't mean inflation number in the world is good. Lots of thought at the same time, right? Heat wave is gonna cause eggs to go up because the price of eggs to go up because of chicken laying less eggs, right? So a lot of things that is affecting the world in a very negative way. So moving on to charts, right? Here's the thing I want to show you. We have broke our support trend line. Okay, this is our support trend line. We're broken down, and there is more downward potential. Right, we're 21,000 in Bitcoin. Ethereum at the same time broke it exactly on this line that I drew yesterday. This is the support, right? Okay, and I'm down bad. I bought here, right? This is the reason why I'm drawing the line, because I bought it here because I thought it would go up this ascending triangle, but it didn't, right? But I do want to share with you my approach, and that is this, okay? Right now, this is the 1 hour chart. Bitcoin basically just crashed down, okay? But last weekend, we were actually having such a momentum, right? Right now, the market is trading like this because of the NASDAQ, because of the US market, because of the equities market. But what happens tomorrow? right? What happens after the day tomorrow? That is the weekend. What happened last weekend? If you look at this, you see these volumes, right? These volumes basically, bots and stuff like that, and also traders trading according to the traditional equities market. But last weekend, we have lower volume, and it makes sense because institutional traders are less likely to trade in the weekend. People are taking a break. But it is because of a low volume, the bulls were able to push the price higher and higher and higher and higher, and to see all of this, 2000 Ethereum, where everyone was hysteric, right? Everyone was so excited, oh, 2.0 and stuff like that, right? So what I would say is that I don't think it will pump all the way up during the weekend. But what I'll see is that either in the weekend, huge volatility, people want to cut loss, dump it further, even before ETH 2.0. So wells will no longer have a range to sell here. So it really depends on you, right? If you don't want to risk that volatility, you should probably set some stop loss or sell, right? But if you want to wait for that volatility, and hopefully if that volatility is to the upside, maybe we'll recover here, and then maybe that's the time where you probably could cut some losses and see and observe, in general, where would we go, right? Because even before ETH 2.0, there's a chance that it might not do anything, right? Because one thing I want to share with you is that look at this, right? This is the macro analyst infidelity. The 2-year yield was an excellent guide for the 1994 rate cycle, and so far it has been a good one for current cycle. In 94, every time the PLE, which is a profit and earnings rally without rate support, the rally failed. By that measure, the current rally seems sustainable, right? He posted this yesterday. So what is he saying is that based on past data, our value right now, the S&P P&E ratio, right? Price and earning ratio, it really looks the same as the 1994. And because of that, even though the inflation stuff, it was unable to sustain the rally, right? So this is right now we're rallying, but he's saying that there's a chance that we will not sustain this rally. He manages, he's part of a daddy, right? They definitely must know something, right? So another thing I want to talk about ETH is that, look at this, right? ETH exchange outflows, 7 days moving average, just reached a 3-month low, right? So before ETH price was pumping up because people were buying ETH, moving them out of exchanges, hoping to get fork ETH, okay? So they have free airdrops and dump it and make some money, right? But now we are at a low. So there is another possibility that during the weekend we might not see a pump because the buying pressure is no longer there, but instead we have selling pressure because of this huge wick down, and everyone is estimating that this will dump. Some people think it will dump and then go up, and a huge dump and go up because of probably narratives like ETH 2.0, right? There's a buying pressure, but short term quite bearish, to be honest, if you look at the macros, right? And if you look at this, right, look at fork ETH. Fork ETH is actually trading with the futures, right? A while back, right, it was trading around $67, $68. Now jumped all the way to $40-ish. So, sorry, even higher, right? A while back, let's say 80, right? 80-ish, right? Now it jumped half of the value, right? So the incentive of actually holding these fork ETH becomes even lower. So is there a chance that these people will move these ETH back to exchange and sell at a loss? We do not know, because there's still a huge risk that 2.0 do not happen as expectation, right? So that's it, guys. Look at this. This is worrying because crypto market cap yesterday it was like 1.1 something trillion. Now it's at 1.03 trillion. And the reason why a lot of money has been lost is because of liquidation. So maybe if we have more leverage, it could possibly pump the price up. But right now we are undergoing deleveraging. So these are real money that people are investing. And also these wicks might not be as high, but wicks now would be more aggressive, right? That's why we have that huge wick down. And it is because of this. 571 million of positions liquidated, and most of these are longs, right? Stable coins went down, right? Overall market, but if you look at this, right, it's kind of like down sideways, right? So stables are still on the side, right? Look at this, right? So people are still waiting for the true bottom. Markets definitely down in general, but I do hope that these analysis gives you an idea of what is happening, the factors at work. Bitcoin dominance is still low, right? Altcoins still high. Ethereum dominance went down a bit, right? So some of the meme coins actually, oh, look at this, right? This thing ticked up, right? And let us see what's this. Oh, this is actually USD, right? This is Tether, right? And then this is USD coin. finance coin pretty much goes sideways. So people are moving stables, right, guys? Look at this. This is so obvious that people are moving to stables. Okay, so let's look at crypto news today. SBI Holdings to cut Bitcoin mining operation in Russia, citing sanction concerns. Crypto lender Holden announced police inquiry, 80% staff cut. And also over 540 million liquidated, as Bitcoin and Ethereum plummet, as I said. But one thing that for me personally, I'm still holding ETH and I'm not selling that quickly. If you're in ops, you should manage your risk, right? Because of the volatility. But I'm holding ETH because 2.0 will come, deflation rate starts up. If it goes well, there's still a chance it will go back up to 2,000, right? Definitely before we see historical lows, right? And also, to be honest, my approach is that the money in crypto stays in crypto, right? So I just try to accumulate more and more ETH, right? So Genesis Safe to airdrop 50 million Ethereum token to wallets, okay? So they're launching a DAO and they're airdropping free tokens. Mercado Libre launches its own Ethereum cashback token, okay? Online marketplace, Latin America's answer to Amazon announced the launch of its own cryptocurrency. So tokenization is a thing that is gaining mainstream adoption, right? No current plans for Swap V1 CryptoPunk NFT, say Yuga Labs. So Yuga Labs bought the CryptoPunk, the license, and therefore they say they have the right to decide on there's any plans or not. So no plans at all. They also talked about funks as well in the interview. So Yuga Labs, the founder, did a YouTube interview, and that gained some traction today. If you look at this, nearly 55 million worth of Bored Ape CryptoPunks NFT risk liquidation amidst that crisis. So basically, now blue chip NFTs could be used as collateral to borrow money, and these holders are facing liquidation crisis right now. So Philippines pushes back against foreign exchange, continuing a protectionist streak. So a while back we talked about how some of the groups in Philippines do not want Binance to upgrade there, and maybe this could be a reason, right? MTV introduced the Best Metaverse Performance Awards. So Metaverse definitely still a trending thing. It's kind of like a buzzword in a sense. Crypto market brought back, we talked about it. So can exchange create imaginary Bitcoin to dump price? Crypto platform X, answers, right? So yeah, guys, weak market, okay, global market actually, which results in what we see, and it has been under our noses for some time, right? It is not just out of the blue. There's no sudden change, right? It's the market has been weak all the time. It's just that our focus, the spotlights in the US market rather than the global market, right? So quickly going to NFT news, let's go to LFG. BAYC loan debt sparring on BandDAO, which is the one I just talked about. Creator Board of Yacht Club came to Full Send podcast. They talk about and also announced like Bored Ape beef jerky. So people using the Bored Ape IP. But it'll be interesting to see the ROI actually. Ape Wave Club dropping official music soon. Dapper Lab launch an NFL version of NBA Top Shot to the public. Okay. Looks rare is often stored by Rarity now. No need to change Rarity page anymore. Luke next present the first preview of Pudgy Toys. Okay, so it'll be interesting, right? So Pudgy Penguin has been running for a bit. Oh, cool. Finally, like an official thing. So I think that's the reason why Pudgy Penguin has been rallying, right? Since the new management, they have been doing quite well. Vanilla allow list mint concludes selling out the entire collection. Interesting concept. So I covered Vanilla, a few months back when they first came out, right? When they were, they had like a limited mint, right, back then. So I covered it before. So it's always interesting to see innovation in the space, and it's great to see innovation is being, appreciated, right? So security alert by Revolt.cash, full phishing, scammers trick unsuspecting user into signing OpenSea listing for 0 ETH. Wow. So Revolt Cash is a scam that's become more widespread recently. It's a nasty one, through phishing, scammer trick unsuspecting users into signing OpenSea listings for 0, right? So they have added new warnings in Revolt Cash right now. Okay. So guys, that's it for today. That's it for this week. Let's see the weekend. Let's see if my thesis is right? Sometimes theses aren't 100% correct, right? It's just the observations of the past and hoping to make rational decisions rather than immediately selling and then immediately immediately selling, immediately regretting because the market pumps right after you sell, right? There's always that possibility. There's always that possibility that there's a short squeeze. There's a lot of different type of things at play. But as long as your long-term vision stays the same, then you'll be fine. So this is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe, share to other people. I do other type of content as well. During the weekend, think of maybe doing another video about dashboards in the Web3 space, so that you can always get updated, and also you'll have an idea of what I go through every day to bring you these news and updates, and also the macros that I talk about. Right? This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out.